Friday. I don't know why I'm excited about Friday. I work for myself. It doesn't make any difference. I still have to get up and feed the horses in the morning. But actually, you know what? That is an example of neural pathways for you, because my brain associates Friday with no school tomorrow. And I hated school as a kid. And so I just look forward to the weekend where I could just sit and look at horses, ride horses, groom horses, anything to do with horses, and play with My Little Ponies. So my brain still thinks that Friday means no more school tomorrow, or Friday's a good thing, good associations with Friday. Whereas actually, my reality is that Friday, I pretty much do the same things as I do Saturday, as I do Sunday, as I do Monday, because I live on a farm. But it's great. I'm always happy when it's Friday. All right, this is an email from Savannah. Sorry to ask another question, Tabitha. You don't need to apologize. Before anorexia, I was a BMI ... I'm trying to recover and now I'm a BMI ... after gaining some weight. I'm not a scary low weight this time, so my mum doesn't take my eating disorder seriously. I told her I'm trying to recover and gain weight, and she tells me, why? You look so much better now. I find it hard to know proper portions, and showed my mum last lunch and asked if it looked like a normal lunch. She said no and took away the biscuits and orange and then said it would be a normal lunch. I felt so embarrassed and greedy after that. Today, she saw that I was eating a pancake and she said, you're going to stop eating that much soon, right? You're going to get so fat. She constantly comments on my body, praises me for losing weight and having looser clothes, and shaming me for gaining and clothes getting tighter. I told her comments are not helpful and I'm trying to recover from an eating disorder, but she just gets offended that I'm calling her out. She gets offended? She also shames me at the times I've given in to the extreme hunger and binged. I'm 17 and I'm going and leaving for university in September. Her comments are really getting to me and are making me fall back into restriction. But I know I have to try and rid myself of the brain fog and food obsession if I want to do well in my exams and go to university. Any advice what I should do? I'm sick of the self-doubt and I'm eating too much or not enough. Sorry for the long question. You don't have to answer this. Savannah, if you write me an email and it goes on the YouTube list, I'm going to answer it. You don't have to apologize. Stop apologizing, Savannah. That wasn't even a long email. Okay, so, there are some cases, or sometimes it is possible. It was a bit similar to yesterday's question about educating a loved one on an eating disorder. So one step is that you can try and educate mum, but sometimes that's a lot of work, and sometimes you're not in a headspace to be able to do that. And sometimes it can be triggering to do that because people start to ask questions and try and counter what you're saying, and then you get all flustered and you wonder yourself if you're correct because you've got an eating disorder, so you have doubts about all these recovery things anyway. So sometimes that's not really appropriate for you, the person in recovery, to be really pushing and advocating for yourself. Usually that gets easier the further along you get in recovery to advocate for yourself, which is really what we're talking about here with your mum, isn't it? The other option, which may be better in this scenario, is just to think, I don't care what you think, mum. So bear in mind that your brain is going to be hyper-focused and much more sensitive about things that are to do with food, probably and/or movement. And so when your mum makes comments on like, you're eating a lot, aren't you? When your mum makes a comment like that, your brain's going to be all over it. Your brain's going to be like, she must be right. But if you think about it, if your mum walked into the room and went, don't like your skirt, or I don't like your hair that colour, you'd probably be like, don't care what you think. At least I know what I would have been. Because I was exactly the same. If my mum even made any comment about food, and bless her, my mum was always telling me to eat more, but it was still about food, my brain was all over it. But if my mum made a comment about my hair, my clothes, or anything like that, I'd be like, fuck you. I don't have to listen to your shit. And so, just bear that in mind, right? That your brain is really like taking seriously what your mum's saying about food, and probably about anything else your mum had an opinion on. You'd just be like, don't care what you think. And so that's kind of what you need to step into. Just like, you're wrong, mum. You don't know shit about eating disorders, so zip it. Don't say that to her, because that might upset her. Think it, just think it. because you've just got to protect yourself and you've got to do what you know you need to do. And your mum is not an expert in eating disorders. Why would she be? They're weird, eating disorders, and there's lots of misinformation out there. So bless her, she's not going to be an expert in it. And just be like, all right, mum, yeah, all right. Not paying attention to you. And you focus on what you know that you need to do, because it sounds to me like you're doing stuff right. So, and also, you're absolutely right. You're going to have a much better time at university the more recovered that you are when you get there. So go for it before September. I really hope you've already been going for it. Get as much food in, get as much neural rewiring, challenge yourself so that when you go to university, it's pretty much, you know, like you're feeling like you're in a good place. And hopefully when you get to university, that'll be a plus because you won't have your mum telling you that you shouldn't be eating biscuits. But hopefully actually by then, because your mum will have learned that you're going to ignore her when she tells you you shouldn't be eating biscuits, hopefully that even if she was there telling you that, it wouldn't affect you anyway. If she takes biscuits off your plate, you put them right back on. That's rude to take biscuits off someone's plate. And don't, you know, like, I would not ask her opinion. I would probably not ask your mum's opinion because I think we know what she's going to say, unless she surprises us all by educating herself on eating disorders and suddenly realizing, oh, unrestricted eating is a thing. I should help with that. Unless your mum does that, we should probably ignore her. And if she takes the biscuits, you get back up and you get the biscuits back. Biscuits are very important. All right, Savannah. Well, I hope that helps. And let us know how you got on. Let us know what happened. Happy Friday.